second year here in Seattle. Makeovers continue. Only 10 players, John, remain from that 2009 roster. Seahawks got things rolling last week of the win against Arizona 13-10. Counterpart today, Mike Smith, fourth year with the Falcons, 4-0. How about that record? When he comes to the West Coast, he hopes it goes to 5-0 in about 3 hours' time.
Absolutely. The Falcons very systematic in the way they do things. They come west. They always travel on Friday. They feel very confident that they're going to get back to Falcon football here today.
Matt Bosher is set to kick away. Leon Washington set to receive. Seattle did win the toss, and they did choose to receive the football. Matt Ryan anxious to get the day underway. Both teams roll in 1 and 2, and here we go. Nice kick, no return. Taking a knee is Washington, and so Seattle will start at their own 20-yard line. The quarterback for Seattle, Tavares Jackson, 6th year from Alabama State, and the first year with the Seahawks after 5 years up in Minnesota. 61% completion rate. And Jackson wants to become more, John, than just a player who directs the team. He wants big play opportunity.
You're right. He plays for a defensive coach in Pete Carroll. Defensive coaches are always telling their quarterback, just don't screw it up. Tavares understands you got to attack a little bit, and I think you'll see him do that today.
Robinson and Lynch in the backfield. I formation, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. And Jackson goes back to throw on 1st down. Pitch and catch on the hands of Robinson. And that gives Seattle a good opportunity on 2nd down and short. Offensively for Seattle, backs and receivers. Former Viking Sidney Rice played like a Pro Bowler last week, John, against Arizona. How about 8 receptions, 109 yards? The O-line, very young, 2 rookies start on the right side.
James Carpenter, the right tackle, really improving. Going to be a good one for the Seattle Seahawks.
Pick up a 7 on 1st down, and not much doing, as Atlanta knocks down Marshawn Lynch. Defensively for Atlanta, keep an eye on John Abraham, anchors the right side. 104.5 career sacks along his way. Linebackers, Mike Peterson will start today on the outside. In the secondary, Moore and Deku. John, they played well.
They have, and the interesting matchup for me today is going to be these corners for the Atlanta Falcons. Good players, but both 5'10". You got 6'4" and 6'5" for the starting receivers of Seattle.
It's 3rd down and 2, double tight set as Jackson rolls out to his right. Wants to throw the football, it does, but he throws it out of bounds. And a bit of a boo. You can hear the boo birds come out early in Seattle, and it's going to be a 4th down. Coming with pressure was the middle linebacker, Curtis Lofton.
And if you're the Atlanta Falcons, what you want to do early is take the crowd out of the game. Best way to do that, 3-and-out series. That's a win for the Atlanta Falcons, not just on the series, but in the mindset. This is a team who struggled to start fast for the Atlanta defense.
John Ryan, big foot, averages over 47 yards a kick, hangs it up high. Eric Weems is going to run it. Finds a seam and puts his hat down at the 28-yard line. Richard Sherman with his special teams tackle, and there he is coming out. The quarterback for Atlanta, Matt Ryan, 4 years now out of Boston College. 21-2 at home, John, 13-13 away.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at that and say, what's wrong with them on the road? The fact of the matter in this league, you got to dominate at home if you want to be special and hold serve on the road, and that's what he's done throughout his career.
A couple of Seahawks went down on that punt return. Curry, 59. Trainers around on the field, not 1 but 2 Seahawks being looked at, and we'll take a break. Collision in Seattle. Back to Seattle, the injured player that was taken off, Matt McCoy, as Atlanta runs their first play off the left side. Michael Turner picks up 3 to the 31-yard line. John, take us back on that punt return.
Well, it's not pretty. You look at 52, Matt McCoy, and he's going to get caught up under Aaron Curry, and watch that right ankle and right knee. You hope the young man's all right. Now, where this hurts Seattle Seahawks is that Matt McCoy is a big part of their nickel scheme today. Their nickel pressure scheme. He's the starting Mike linebacker in that nickel scheme. As you see, he's not going to be out there early.
Crowds alive in Seattle on 2nd and 7. 10 on the play clock. Ryan under center. Stretching out again to Turner. Trying to bounce outside and close to the first down marker. David Hawthorne, middle linebacker, with the tackle. And John, offensively behind and in front of Matt Ryan. You look at the backs and receivers. Well, I'd say this guy has a bucket full of talent. Take your pick. Tony Gonzalez or the rookie's phenom, Julio Jones.
Well, it's pretty darn good. Tony Gonzalez holds every record. This offensive line, though, they want to get back. You talk about who they are. This is a nasty offensive line. That's what they're known for. Mike Smith, their head coach, he wants to see that out of them today.
3rd down and 1. Ryan stands in the shotgun, rolls near side, quick flip, nice catch at the 42-yard line and moved the chains. The rookie from Alabama, 6th overall player taken in the 1st round, Julio Jones.
Well, I like that early. You get 2 runs, you put yourself in a manageable 3rd and 1 situation. You move Matt Ryan out of the pocket. You get the ball out of his hands quickly to Julio Jones. The big body uses that to shield off Richard Sherman, the corner. Nice play, nice execution. Excuse me, Marcus Trufant on the coverage.
Atlanta moves the chains at the 42-yard line. Again, stretching to Turner. Can he bounce it outside? Seahawks, good pursuit. And we talk about Seattle defensively. Up front, Chris Clemens. He comes in with a couple of sacks on the season. Linebackers, well, Leroy Wright, 11 tackles last week against Arizona. And Atari Bigby will start for the injured Cam Chancellor.
The fun guy to watch for me back here is Earl Thomas. I turn on the tape, I think it's in fast forward. This guy is fast, he's quick, quite a playmaker for the Seattle Seahawks.
That's how you played. Play clock to 3, play clock to 2. Just got the snap away as Ryan, 2-step drop. Little pitch and catch. Gonzalez, the 15-year pro on a cow, close to a 1st down.
I talked about in the open what you want to do. You want to establish the run game, and when you do throw, get the ball out of Matt Ryan's hands quickly. They've executed that well thus far, got themselves in 2 3rd and 1 situations. Those are good situations for this offense.
Now 2 players down for Seattle on that punt. Curry is out right now with a hip. Most likely will return, but we saw McCoy and the knee, he will not return. So again, the crowd comes into play here in Seattle, 3rd and inches. Turner. What a banger, John. 5'10", 247. Every time he touches the football, about 5.5 yards. And they're trying to really reestablish him and the confidence of the ground game.
Well, and the thing that makes him special, you talk about the size, and you won't see bigger thighs on a running back in the NFL. But I remember his rookie year, the Falcons go no huddle, playing against him in Denver. And the guy can go the distance each and every time. You wouldn't expect a guy like Michael Turner, as big as he is, to be that fast, but he is. He's the whole package.
Jacquizz Rodgers checks in at the running back position, tries to slice his way. Look at the drive. He's still on his feet past the 40 to the 39-yard line. David Hawthorne, middle backer, made the initial hit.
You know the old adage in football, Craig, low man wins. Jacquizz Rodgers gets the advantage every time at 5'6". But honestly, as a defensive back, watch this. You lose them back there. And then for me, those were always the toughest guys to tackle. Maurice Jones-Drew, I think a comparable back. Tough matchup for the Seattle Seahawks defense.
Second down and 3. Rodgers slips and slides inside the 30-yard line. Rodgers will get plenty of carries behind Turner today. Jason Snelling unable to go with that concussion. So, you know what? This young kid out of Oregon State, you're going to get some work today.
Well, they really liked him coming. They actually traded up to go get Jacquizz Rodgers. They felt like he had a place. He's a great change of pace to Michael Turner. You go from real big to real small, and that's tough on a defense.
Another 1st down. 9th play of this drive after an 11-yard pickup. Ryan again changing plays at the line. 2 wides are Julio Jones and Roddy White. Stop and go this time. Rodgers unable to escape the pursuit of Atari Bigby.
I mentioned Atari Bigby. A lot of people concerned in Seattle because Cam Chancellor, really a budding star for the Seahawks at the safety position, is out. But Atari Bigby's played a lot of football and at a high level. This guy was a star in the making in Green Bay. Has had trouble staying healthy.
10th play of this drive. So far, 7 rushes and 2 pass attempts by Ryan. Atlanta coming right into the heart and soul of the Seahawks fan base. Play action up top. Right on the button. The catch is made by Roddy White. And inside the 5-yard line to the 1. Roddy White pulls down his 21st catch of the season. Last week, big game, 9 catches for 140 yards in that loss to Tampa.
You talk about Falcon football, that's it. You set it up with the run, you go the hard play action sell, and then you go to the guy that led the league in receptions last year, Matt Ryan's favorite receiver, Roddy White.
This drive continues now, 1st and goal, 2-yard line. Power, short. Turner, oh so close.
This is a Seattle team that 2 weeks ago in Pittsburgh did have a goal line stand, so they've had that success before. I've been on defense. When you've done it before, it makes you believe that you can do it again. That would be huge to start this game for the Seahawks, and the crowd knows it.
Atlanta must push this one in. Turner in the backfield on 2nd and goal. Ryan throws it up top, caught right on the hands. Beautiful grab by the future Hall of Famer Tony Gonzalez.
Mike Smith's got to be happy because that's what he wanted. He wanted a fast start. He wanted to get them back to who they are. A great job of execution. You bring Gonzalez out in motion. Again to the flat really quickly. The young rookie KJ Wright tries to undercut him, and Tony Gonzalez does what he has for years in this league, scores touchdowns. 4th
touchdown reception of the season. He's 5th all time in receptions in the National Football League. All time when you talk tight ends. He'll be 36 years young in February. 12 plays, 72 yards. And Gonzalez from a yard out. Atlanta takes the early lead by 7. 12 plays, 72 yards. How about that, John? 8 rushes, 4 pass. Gonzalez caps it off on a 1-yard touchdown catch. And a 7:40 drive off the clock.
I think they listened to our open. Mike Smith and I thinking alike, but great start for the Atlanta Falcons.
Bosher the kick. 8 yards deep is Washington. And Seattle will take a knee and start at the 20-yard line. Tony Gonzalez, 15 years out of Cal, 9th all-time in touchdown receptions. Welcome back to the Northwest. Beautiful Seattle, Puget Sound on a beautiful October 2nd. First Sunday in October. You get a little feel of fall, don't you, John? Just a little bit.
It's football weather.
Yeah. 6:08 to play. 2nd offensive series for Seattle. And the Seahawks find themselves down 7. Jackson play action, good protection, throws that ball, wriggles a bit over the middle, caught at the 40-yard line. 2nd and 3rd effort. And the grab by Sidney Rice, who missed the first 2 weeks of the season with the shoulder, came back strong, John, last week.
Well, I love this because we talked about it. Tavares Jackson, they basically having him manage the game thus far, but you got to take the ball downfield, and there's the perfect guy to do it in Sidney Rice. There's a comfort level with Tavares Jackson. The guys played together in Minnesota for years. They understand the system, and a good guy to feed early to get Tavares' confidence going.
3-step drop over the top, tough catch, and through the hands of Mike Williams. Dante Robinson, the right corner, in on the coverage.
Craig, Mike Williams off to a very slow start this year with only 5 receptions after having 60-plus receptions, leading Seattle in receiving last year. We were at practice, and it's not been lost on his teammates. His teammates were chanting the other day in 2-minute drill, "We want Mike, we want Mike." And Pete Carroll's all for it. Darrell Bevell, the offensive coordinator, they're going to try to get the ball to Mike Williams.
A couple of flags come out, busted play, and Jackson throws it out of bounds. Seahawks having trouble getting set. They had 2 men in motion. It's going to be the first flag we've seen here in the game.
Illegal shift. 2 players moving, not getting set before the snap. Offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Well, this is not executing well. You look at the 2 tight ends and Sidney Rice in motion. Max Unger snaps it prior to Tavares Jackson being ready. You can't have 2 guys in motion. Referee's right on it.
1st and 15, and the ball placed back at the 38-yard line. Rice and Williams line up near side. Jackson in the pocket, hangs tough. The ball finds the hands finally of Mike Williams. The first one slipped through. This time he makes the catch, but short of the first down at midfield.
And Tavares Jackson must have hurt his teammates because he's making a concerted effort to get the ball to Mike Williams. And Pete Carroll told us, look, on offense, we want to continue to feed Sidney, but we got a weapon in Mike Williams as well, and you're seeing them get the ball to him. Good job getting it back in a manageable 3rd down situation for the Seahawks.
Pickup of 11, 3rd down and 4, under 5 minutes to play in the quarter. Shotgun. Jackson, pressure, sidesteps, try to jump out of trouble, and then is on a knee close to a first down. I like the effort. He knew the pocket had collapsed. He was reaching out for the sticks, but he's going to be just a bit shy.
Good job by Tavares Jackson. The pressure that really makes him step up right here is Croy Bierman working on Russell Okung. Tavares Jackson, no one open, good coverage, and that's really a coverage sack. Good man-to-man coverage downfield by the Atlanta Falcons. Tavares Jackson has nowhere to go with it.
That brings up the 2nd punt. First one went 57. Now we've got multiple flags. Movement. Everyone's pointing a finger.
False start. Number 94. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Whistled on Parade Jerry. Punts away. Nice punt. Fair catch. 11-yard line. Atlanta up by 7. Here comes Ryan. We'll be back.
Beautiful start for the Atlanta Falcons offense. Everything you could ask for. The run-pass ratio you're looking for, 8 runs, 4 passes. You look at last season, they averaged 46% rush. This year, way out of whack, 68% pass. That was the Atlanta Falcons at their best on their first drive.
Ryan starts this drive on the 13-yard line. They stretch it out. Haley, the fullback, number 34, wrapped up, knocked down by Trufant. Got some help from Aaron Curry. You know, Ryan on that drive to start this game, of course, under some pressure, 1 and 2, but he was perfect. 4 for 4 for 41 yards.
Pretty darn good. You know, and I think that's where they need to get. You go get a guy like Julio Jones that they gave so much for, and believe me, he's going to make this team better. It's like a Christmas toy. You feel like you got to use them. I think they got a little out of whack. They recognized it. They addressed that in their scheme, and they're back to what makes them successful.
Saw those numbers from last week, 330 yards, and that loss at Tampa Bay on the ground, slicing through. Turner pushing the pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Seahawks in on that tackle.
You know, and Mike Smith told us, and I really respect him for it. He said, look, this week we took a hard look, number 1 at scheme, number 2 at personnel. He said the knee-jerk reaction, the easy thing to do is to pull someone from the offensive line that's been taking a lot of heat. The tougher thing to do is to take a look at ourselves as coaches. Are we putting him in the best situation? He said we weren't, and they've adjusted accordingly today. It's really helped their team.
And they may continue to adjust as this game continues on. Roddy White, Harry Douglas. On the field is wideouts. Ryan in the pocket flush. Throws it up over the top and waiting for that ball. Julio Jones. Boy, came back to help out Matt Ryan. I bet he was, hey, let's get this ball to me, because it hung up a while.
It did, and you talk about a while, that's exactly what Matt Ryan had. Sam Baker working on Chris Clemens, who they knew coming into the game they had to be aware of. Great time for Matt Ryan. He does a nice job of extending the play, giving Julio time to get open, and then he puts it up there. Easy catch for Julio Jones. Great protection by this much maligned offensive line for the Atlanta Falcons.
That pass moves the chains, 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Right in the heart and soul of Seattle. Rodgers, the ball carrier, as I mentioned, Snelling out with a concussion, so you'll see Turner and Rodgers sharing the carries today for the Falcons. As we roll up on a minute to play the opening quarter. 7-0. Gonzalez, the 1-yard touchdown pass, opening drive for the Falcons. That's the difference. Ryan sets up, throws far side. Once again, Julio Jones. So he works him near side, throws him to the far side, and they'll move the chains again for a first down.
Yeah, and it's looking pretty simple. Again, the Falcons go in their no-huddle offense, but it's the quick throws. This hasn't been the Falcons through their first 3 games, and as a result, Matt Ryan's been getting hit. Sacked already 13 times this year. The quick throws, great game plan by the Falcons thus far. Seattle's got to adjust quickly.
Ryan continues to throw a perfect game, 6 for 6, 64 yards and a touchdown. This time they stretch it out. Not much. Turner driven back. Aaron Curry, Chris Clemens teamed up to take down the 250-pound Michael Turner.
And Aaron Curry's a guy that can do that. He was benched last week in favor of KJ Wright, the rookie. This is a number 4 pick in the draft in 2009. He hasn't paid the dividends thus far, but nice play by Aaron Curry on Michael Turner.
Nice quarter to start. Atlanta on the road. They get the touchdown on the opening drive to Gonzalez. And that ends the first quarter. Falcons on the road, up by 7. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages. We start the second quarter here in Seattle, and right back to the passing game goes Matt Ryan. They continue to mix it up. Julio Jones with another catch. And Brandon Browner is going to be tested all day, the right corner. Johnny, got like the way the first quarter went for Atlanta. Near perfect. Time of possession, a big key. Over 11 and a half minutes of football.
And, you know, let's not forget Seattle. You're only 7 points down. As much as the Falcons have dominated thus far in terms of time of possession, you're sitting here with a 7-0 game, and the crowd realizes it. Back in the game.
Big third down. Ryan runs out of the pocket, throws in traffic and incomplete. He wanted the tight end Gonzalez, and so Seattle, they bend but they don't break on that series, and that forces Atlanta to punt.
Watch the coverage of Atari Bigby. They're going to Tony Gonzalez all the way. He knows it. He's all over Tony Gonzalez. And Tony Gonzalez, even when he's covered, he's open. Matt Ryan will tell you that. You got to deal with the length and his use of his body as a former basketball player. Great defensive play by Atari Bigby getting the Seahawks off the field.
First punt for Matt Bosher, back at his own 40-yard line. Leon Washington awaits. He's parked inside the 10. Good snap. End over end, high, short hanger. Washington, fair catch at the 11. Seattle will start deep in their own territory, down 7 on Fox. Cy Young winner of a year ago.
You talk about nasty. That's what his stuff is. It's filthy.
This drive starts at the 11-yard line. Look like a face mask out. Late flag. Late flag is tossed as Atlanta got a hand on the face mask of Marshawn Lynch.
Foul, face mask, number 56. Defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
John Weatherspoon.
As a defense, you've got your work cut out for you when you face Marshawn Lynch. Look at him keep those legs going. He's going to drive the pile. The one thing I would like to see Marshawn do a little bit better is put that foot on the ground and get downhill. I think sometimes he doesn't know the power he has. Those defensive backs don't want to hit the guy. Got to get downhill. Likes to dance too much.
2-yard run, a 15-yard penalty stacked on, and this time the Falcons pursue. And the tackle made down at the 25-yard line. Weatherspoon made the initial hit. Came in with 35 tackles, former first rounder, just 2 years out of Missouri. So he's been hot too, John. He's had 3 straight games to start this season with 10+ tackles a game.
He's exactly what you're looking for in a weak side linebacker. Reminds me a lot of my old teammate Derek Brooks. Sideline to sideline and finishes with bad intentions.
Second down, 13 in traffic, knocked away. Now flag. Mike Williams, the intended receiver, and he was with after the left corner, Brent Grimes. And the flag's on Grimes.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, number 20. Defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
See Mike Williams working on Brent Grimes. One of the things Tavares Jackson said that he's got to get used to is Mike Williams is not a guy who's going to create a ton of separation. He's not that kind of guy. So you're going to have to throw to him when he's covered. Looks like the referees went. Let's see, first down on for Seattle. My bad.
Atlanta 2 penalties on the last 3 plays. Seahawks marching upfield. They swing it out to the flat. Great tackle. Chopping down at the 31-yard line is Zach Miller. Right now, how about a game break? Let's go back to our LA studios. Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
And how about those Lions down 27-3 in the third quarter at Dallas? They come back and win it. Calvin Johnson's touchdown catch with a minute and a half left. His second of the game winner. 34-30, Lions unbeaten at 4-0. Craig and John?
Oh, what a story, Kurt. We had Detroit last week down 20-0 at the half against the Minnesota Vikings. Second week in a row. That's a powerful, high-octane offense there in Detroit.
Well, Romo playing injured. Just when you think the Cowboys have one in their pocket, Detroit rallies back. It's been a Cinderella year. As now Seattle goes back to the air. Jackson swings the one out to the 36-yard line. Obamanu with the reception. A pickup of 5.
When you're in second and long situations as an offense, what you're trying to do is get back at least half the yardage. Put yourself in a good third down situation. This is manageable. 3rd and 6+, that's tough.
3rd down and 4 for Jackson. Shotgun stands, ball's tipped, it's up, and it's taken down, intercepted. Oh, Curtis Lofton with the tip and the catch. How about that? The right place, right time.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that's dangerous for Tavares Jackson. You're being told, we want Mike Williams involved. You try to force it to Mike Williams. You do it across the middle of the field. That's what can happen. Turnover for the Atlanta Falcons.
So Lofton picks up his first interception of the season. And now Atlanta inside Seahawks territory. Crowd getting restless. Ryan goes back to work, pedals back, stands in the pocket and throws. He finds the safety valve. 4 on second, third effort. Just keep those legs running as Michael Turner. You talked about his thigh and his power. He is a tough one to bring down. He's that typical bowling ball kind of guy.
When you're facing a guy like Michael Turner as a defense, you want to make sure he's not falling forward. And that's all he's been doing today is falling forward.
Picks up 8, second down short. You go home run?
They've set it up well. Got their corners pressed. Julio Jones and Roddy White both have the ability to do it.
On the rollout, play action. Ryan, he'll run. He's at the 25-20 and hook slides for a first down. I think he looked for it. It wasn't there. The seas parted and he got the first down.
Well, they tried to dial up a shot to Roddy White out here. Excuse me, on the boot action. But Matt Ryan, enough athleticism that if you're going to dedicate everybody to coverage, Tony Gonzalez out there as well, I'll go ahead and take the yards. Matt Ryan, nice job moving the chains.
Turner in the backfield. On first down, Ryan steps up in the pocket, throws. Haley troubles with the handle on that football, knocked down by Hawthorne.
This part of the field is where Tony Gonzalez really comes alive for the Atlanta Falcons. Earl Thomas of the Seahawks was aware of that. You've got to dedicate resources to stopping Roddy White, but you can't forget about, as you said, the surefire Hall of Famer in Tony Gonzalez.
24th play here in the first half by Atlanta. Switching direction, wide open, watch out, and running in, uncontested, Michael Turner. 21-yard touchdown. The cutback, Seahawks all went to the far side of the field in pursuit, and a wide open lane for Turner.
And watch this offensive line over here, just blocked down. This is easy pickings for Michael Turner. Michael Palmer comes across on the big block, and then that's nothing but open area. That's too easy for the Atlanta Falcons. Seattle Seahawks got to get going here on defense. You can't give that kind of hole to a guy like Michael Turner.
Extra point, Matt Bryant. After the 21-yard touchdown run, Bryant boots it through. He's perfect on the season in PATs. And on the road, the Falcons, they've strike for a couple of touchdowns here in the first half, lead by 14.
Take a look at how does a run like this become so wide open. Michael Palmer, outstanding job and outstanding design. You leave Chris Clemens free, but you bring him across Michael Palmer. He's not expecting it, and then no one's there. Parting to the Red Sea for Michael Turner. That's just too easy.
21 yards, 14-0 Atlanta. The kick coming out, Leon Washington. Oh, just could not get to the edge. And he's dropped at the 16-yard line. Well, Seattle's defense is huddled up. How can we figure out Ryan and company? We'll be back. That's Seahawk defensive coordinator Gus Bradley, and he's doing some chewing on that Seahawk defense. John, you've been in a huddle like that before. What's going on?
He's just trying to find some answers for this Atlanta Falcons offense, and it hasn't been anything, you know, it's not scheme they're getting beat with. Atlanta's done a nice job of getting back to who they are. You look at their big three, Matt Ryan, Michael Turner, and Roddy White. They've all been huge. You throw in Julio Jones and Tony Gonzalez. A lot of weapons for Gus Bradley and the Seahawks defense to deal with.
Tavares Jackson under center with a 2nd down and 8. Double tight set, Miller McCoy. 3-step drop, fires a dart right on the fingers, and then it is popped out like a cork. Doug Baldwin, the rookie, did he have possession?
What an outstanding play by Dante Robinson. Watch him drive on the football and then hit right through Doug Baldwin. Dante Robinson has this skill. It's got him in trouble with the league, but this is a good football player in my mind. That's textbook tackling by Dante Robinson. Clean hit, good hit. But Anthony McCoy heads up, gets downfield, and picks up the fumble for the Seattle Seahawks.
Well, no question, the flag's on the field. They're going to challenge. Atlanta will challenge.
It's challenging the ruling on the field with a completed catch.
Well, the ruling is a completed catch on the field in the fumble. Did he make a football move, John? Tried to turn it upfield. Officials will take a look, maybe 2 when we come back. Atlanta on top by 14. Challenge on the field. Let's go to Los Angeles. Mike Pereira is going to help us out. Mike, what are they looking for?
Okay, you want to look to see if the pass is incomplete. Three-step process. A, did he control the ball? B, did he get 2 feet down? And 3, did he have the ball long enough to form a football act? I don't think he does. By the time the second foot comes down, he's hit immediately. They should, in my mind, I know they'll want this as incomplete, and even in replay, they should change this to incomplete.
We'll get the call here from Walt Anderson.
The ball came loose simultaneous with the receiver's second foot contacting the ground. The pass is incomplete. Atlanta will not be charged with a timeout. It will be third down on the 17.5-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Hey, Mike, John here. It looked like it's the time element right there, correct? Because the second foot looked like it did get down, but as Walt said, simultaneously, the time element wasn't there.
Absolutely right, John, and they rewrote the rule to say that after both feet get on the ground, then he has to maintain control long enough to perform an act common to the game. So you're talking about pitching or passing it. That's a good reversal.
All right, Mike, thanks for the insight. And the call correctly made. 9.5 to play first half. Jackson in the pocket, up over the top. Oh, great touch. He got air underneath it, and Doug Baldwin this time. They go right back to Doug Baldwin after he couldn't hang on, and now they move the chains near midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, sometimes a rookie free agent comes into the league, and you have no idea how, with all the money spent on scouting, this guy doesn't get drafted. Jim Harbaugh's in San Francisco. He had him at Stanford. This guy has done nothing but make plays since he's been in Seattle. Big third down receiver, excellent receiver in the slot. Tavares Jackson finding out that it's a good deal to go to Doug Baldwin.
There's a jump. Free play. Jackson lets it fly. He's got a man open. Rice! Touchdown, Seattle! yards.
And that got this crowd right back in the game. Tavares Jackson, very smart play. He gets them with the hard count. Learned this from Brett Favre. A nice hard count. You get them to jump offsides. You know they're offsides. Go ahead, take a shot. You got Sidney Rice outside. Put it out there. Let him roll. Sidney Rice just runs right by Brent Grimes. Great play by Tavares Jackson. Seahawks right back in this game.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 18. Offense. Throat/gesture. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
And they'll call this one every time. You can't go to the throat. That was an emphasis 3 or 4 years ago from the league. Sidney Rice, great player, great guy. He knows better than that. That hurts the team. Field position going to be key for an Atlanta offense that's already rolling pretty well here today.
Point after will be attempted by Stephen Hauschka, and he splits the uprights. Jackson to Sidney Rice, 52 yards. And the Seahawks have cut the Falcons' lead in half. 8:46 remaining, first half in Seattle. Back in Seattle on Fox, second quarter, 8:46 remaining, 14-7 Atlanta. The big play, 52 yards. Rice trims it down. How about 4 plays? 2 plays of over 20 yards along the way. Hauschka to kick. Weems will run it right up the middle. Oh, that was a John Lynch collision at the 27. Oh, my.
You watch this hit. Brutal business returning kicks in the National Football League. Jerron Johnson from Boise State comes down, but this is all good for Seattle. Sidney Rice, look at the concentration. This guy is a game changer for them. And Pete Carroll says, I'm glad we got you. And I promise you what Sidney Rice doing right there is, coach, I'm sorry, I know better than that. Speaking of the penalty.
Rice scores his first touchdown of the season after a couple of weeks off with shoulder problems. Now Ryan goes back to work. Throws near side on the hands of Turner, and he's chased out of bounds at the 38 by Earl Thomas. Well, that crowd is noisy along that end zone, and they were letting Ryan hear it on that last snap.
Well, that's what a play like that last play, that long pass to Sidney Rice does. It brings this crowd right back in this game. But Matt Ryan does a great job, as he has all day, putting a little chill on it by making positive yards. First down for Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons.
That was a game of 10. 38-yard line. Clock runs up on 8 minutes to play. First half. Roddy White in motion. Ryan shows it, hands it to Turner. Let's go back to Los Angeles. A game break. Here's Kurt.
Well, the Green Bay Packers already turning it on, hosting Denver. Aaron Rodgers, 11-yard touchdown run, and it's already 21-3. Packers in firm control, trying to go to 4-0, just like the Lions. Greg and Jack.
And Aaron Rodgers, pretty special, and he's only getting better. Green Bay Packers going to be tough to deal with this year.
You know, he got under the shadow of one Brett Favre, but he has grown into quite a quarterback in the National Football League. Second down 10. Play action, go the other way. Coming back is Julio Jones, and Seattle's defense. You could not have played it better. And give a lot of credit to the right corner, staying home, Brandon Browner.
Well, Brandon Browner, he's been doing his homework, because if you watch the end of last week's game against Tampa, the adjustment that Atlanta made was, let's not try to get Julio Jones down the field. Let's get the ball in his hands quickly and let him go to work. How do you counter that? You don't give him that opportunity. Outstanding play by Brandon Browner.
Oh, and listen to this Seahawks crowd. Third down and 13. On the hands of Jones. Watch out. Breakaway speed bumped at the 36-yard line. And Matt Ryan, maybe just that extra second to find Julio Jones, a 29-yard pickup.
You're going to look at the protection first, though. Great job of Matt Ryan being able to stand there. Little pick route by Tony Gonzalez. It rubs off Earl Thomas. And Julio Jones, this guy is a dynamic playmaker. He does it all. Complete football player. You understand why they gave so much up to go get him in the first round.
6 catches now, 60 yards, first and 10. And Rodgers off the left side, maybe 2 yards to the 35. Julio Jones, they picked him up in the 6th round, but it cost a bit. 5 picks to Cleveland. 1st, 2nd, and 4th, and then a 1st and a 4th in 2012. That's a pretty heavy price tag.
And Mike Smith said, why'd we go get him? Why'd we give up that much? Because we believe not only will he make this offense better, he makes our defense better. He makes our special teams better. And I agree with him.
He's on top of your screen. Running with Turner. Good pursuit by Seattle. Last week against the Bucs, 6 receptions. He has 6 already here in the first half.
Talked to Matt Ryan, his quarterback. Said this guy has it all. He's got everything you look for. What they've learned is, again, that you don't always have to go over the top of the defense with him, because he's got such run after the catch ability. And the crowd lights up here in Seattle once again.
They had over 3,000 yards of all-purpose yardage at Alabama. Versatile. Play clock to 5. Play clock to 2. Just got the snap away. Ryan flushed from the pocket, throws. Caught by White and cut down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Pressuring from the left side was Raheem Brock. 10 years out of Temple, a pickup of 14. And Ryan slow to get up. He's been knocked down quite a bit this year.
Well, I talked about it earlier. Matt Ryan's got a free runner. Look at the athleticism, the ability to extend the play and then still look downfield and find Roddy White. But watch his head hit this turf. Not a good thing for the Atlanta Falcons. Ryan's head hitting the turf hard. Keep an eye on that.
I formation, 1st and 10. Another 5 minutes to play inside the Seahawks 20-yard line. After the line of scrimmage runs Turner, knocked down by Earl Thomas, the free safety. Ryan came in. John sacked 13 times. So far today, a hit, a couple of hurries.
13 times in 3 games. Last year when they went 13-3, 23 times in the entire season. It's not just that he's been hit, it's the way he's been hit. He's been taking violent hits. I think the game plan, the #1 priority today was to protect their franchise quarterback. They've done a nice job of it thus far.
This will be the 9th play of this drive. 2nd down, 18-yard line. Looking to the end zone. On a rope up top. And the catch by Roddy White at the 1-yard line. Call it the 2. What a string Ryan threw to Roddy White.
Well, these guys sense for each other. Matt Ryan sense for when I can throw to Roddy White. And Roddy White sense for where Matt Ryan's going to put the football. That's how you lead the league in receptions. Roddy White, outstanding concentration. Beautiful football by Matt Ryan.
Left foot down and the toe drag. 1st and goal, 2-yard line. On the ground, close, scooting in. They're going to mark him down. Turner inside the 1-yard line.
You get a feel for when offenses are in rhythm, and you also get a feel when offensive coordinators are in rhythm. And Mike Mularkey, one of the best in the league, he's on it today. Great mix of pass and run. And right here, I expect him to go to his banger, Michael Turner.
They just changed an offensive lineman. Will Svitek checks in, number 74.
Mike Mularkey up in the booth.
2nd and goal. Reaching in, touchdown, Turner. Ran through the tackle, John, of Leroy Hill and K.J. Wright. When you are built low to the ground, it comes in handy.
Yeah, when you got 36-inch thighs or whatever this guy has. I mean, guys, when you've got NFL linebackers just bouncing off a guy, it's impressive. And I've been there before. He's a tough guy to bring down. Michael Turner, outstanding football player for the Atlanta Falcons.
Matt Bryant will try the point after. And the chip shot is up and good. 11 plays, 72 yards. And Ryan really mixed it up. And the big play started it. Julio Jones drags underneath, makes the catch, and he's off and running. And then the catch by Roddy White. Drags down that left foot. And then the touchdown by Turner. Atlanta on the road, 21-7. Atlanta 21, Seattle 7. 11 plays, John, 72 yards, just under 6 minutes. Ryan, a superb first half on that drive, 5 for 5, 67 yards to the air.
Talking about the lack of discipline thus far in the season for the Atlanta Falcons. Talk about the turnovers. A lot of it's because they've been playing from behind, starting fast.
Washington brought it out to the 16-yard line. This November, Fox Sports steps into the octagon with an epic heavyweight title fight as the #1 ranked contender in the world, Junior Dos Santos, squares off with undefeated world champion Cain Velasquez in the must-see live event you can only catch on Fox. Dos Santos Velasquez for the UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world. That's live Saturday, November 12th, right here on Fox.
Ken Norton Jr., his dad, was out at practice this week. I'd like to see him in the ring against those MMA guys.
Seattle down by 2 touchdowns. Back to work, under 3 minutes to play, and Jackson throws this one out of bounds. Looked like he wanted Sidney Rice. Miscommunication?
Well, not a miscommunication. Atlanta's been on the fact, we talked to Mike Smith, the one thing he didn't want to let Tavares Jackson do was get on the perimeter. They wanted to keep him bottled up. Darrell Bevel's trying to utilize his mobility, but Atlanta's got their contained guy there each and every time, had pressure right in his face. That was a throwaway ball. Good decision by Tavares Jackson.
Justin Forsett in the backfield. They dump it out to Rice. Lowers his pads. Motors to the 21-yard line. That's a tough 4 yards. Knocked down by Ray Edwards, the left end.
You're the Atlanta Falcons. Your offense is playing so well. You've got 3 timeouts left. You want to get off the field here, get the ball, let your offense go get another score. Seattle looks like they cognizant of that, want to take it right down to the 2-minute warning.
Seattle today just 1 of 4 on third down conversions. And the 2-minute warning rolls up. And 2 minutes remaining. First half in Seattle. Atlanta 21, Seahawks 7.
Today's game is sponsored by AT&T. Get it faster with 4G. Rethink possible.
2 minutes remaining first half here in Seattle. Atlanta on the road up by 2 touchdowns. Pete Carroll trying to find some answers for that man, Julio Jones.
And the answers, Pete Carroll said it coming in. It's going to come down to third down. And you look at thus far, Atlanta 5 of 6 on third down. Seattle only 1 of 4. Big third down right here.
Third down and 6. Jackson shotgun. Back and show blitz. They pinch the edges. And a low pass around the shoot tops incomplete. The intended receiver was Forsett. And again, you hear some boos. You heard that after the first series in the first quarter.
Yeah, you know, and I'm not sure you can put it on Tavares Jackson. Atlanta's come out, played very well offensively. Tavares Jackson done a nice job getting the ball downfield. Their entire team's getting outplayed by Atlanta, not just Tavares Jackson.
John Ryan set to punt. Last boot was for 40 yards inside his 10. Line drive. Weems. He'll pick it up at the 28-yard line, still on his feet, breaks a tackle and pushes his pads up to around the 39-yard line. Well, join the NFL's A Crucial Catch campaign in the fight against breast cancer. Visit NFL.com/auction to bid now on authentic game-worn NFL pink products. That's right, all proceeds benefit the American Cancer Society. And we see a lot of pink in the stands today.
Yeah, you do, and you really applaud the National Football League for the commitment. They dedicated an entire month to breast cancer awareness, and good for the NFL for doing so.
John, if I'm Seattle, I'm a little worried because Atlanta's moving the ball and you've got 3 timeouts remaining here in the final minute 43. Matt Ryan sets up throws. Ball's knocked out of the hands of the intended receiver, Roddy White.
Craig, if you're Atlanta, you still want to be in attack mode in my mind. You're a team that's struggling. You haven't played up to your expectations. You want to put it on someone today and not just protect the lead. You want to go increase the lead. And I expect them to try to do that before half here today with 3 timeouts still, 1:40 remaining.
Well, this team's average only 20 points a game. They've got 21 here in the first half. Shotgun, Ryan sets up and throws. Gonzalez breaks out of a tackle and he gets out of bounds, stops the clock about a yard shy of the first down. 1:33 remaining.
Well, there's some smart football. Number 1 by Matt Ryan, get it into your playmakers' hands, and Tony Gonzalez as good as anybody in the league at doing this. And then Earl Thomas, you got to tackle in the open field. Tony Gonzalez so smart though. Let's not waste a timeout. I'm going to get out of bounds and save those timeouts for later.
Another 9 yards in the books for Gonzalez. Atlanta 5 of 6 on third down conversions. They need 1 yard to keep this drive alive. And Ryan under center. Handoff. Michael Turner pushes the pile. A first down and more to the 48. And he can push a pile. Anthony Hargrove was in on the tackle. And they will call a timeout. Let's go back to Los Angeles, check in with Kurt to see what's coming up on the Visa halftime. Kurt?
All right, I'm where all the magic happens, and coming up on the Visa halftime report, we'll see all the hard work these people have put together, including scores and highlights from a wild Week 4, which also includes another fantastic finish by the Detroit Lions as they remain perfect on the season. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Kurt. highlights, scores. Detroit, the big story in the National Football League.
They're special.
Yeah.
They really are. You talk about weapons, very similar to the Atlanta Falcons with all the weaponry they have on offense, and a quarterback who's really trying to put himself in the elite level with Matthew Stafford.
First and 10, 48-yard line. Ryan flushed from the pocket. Has some room. Hook slides inside the 40. That's the second time he's taken off with the football. And they're going to mark him just about a yard shy. A pickup of 9. Clock runs. Well, a minute 11, minute 10. They're going to go hurry. Two-step drop. Fires a shot far side. And reaching out is Roddy White.
You know, it's interesting in critical situations. You've got Julio Jones. Matt Ryan still goes to the guys he's most comfortable with. Tony Gonzalez, Roddy White. In this drive, when it's critical situations, that's who he's feeding.
Roddy White, 4 receptions, 62 yards. Pressure. Ryan lets it fly and throws it out of bounds. He wanted the rookie, Julio Jones.
But Chris Clemens and Raheem Brock, who combined for 20 sacks last season, had other ideas, and you're going to watch him. This has been a familiar sight for the Atlanta Falcons this year. Chris Clemens, an excellent rusher. 3 Seattle Seahawks making Matt Ryan get the football out of his hands.
You know, that's what you call piling on. He had to stack 3 high on top of Ryan. He's been hit twice. He's been hurried 4 times, yet to be sacked. But he's felt the heat. And now a timeout with 40 seconds remaining.
Atlanta, 30 seconds timeout.
I'm the student. How about you're the teacher? Tell me something. All right, let's go back to school, and I'm going to show you exactly what's been happening to Matt Ryan and the adjustments they've made today. But early on, it wasn't pretty. This offensive line has been much maligned, and you're going to see why. Matt Ryan's been taking hits, been taking hellacious hits. You're going to see the left side of this offensive line struggle mightily to protect him in the Philly game. Sam Baker, the left tackle. Matt Ryan tries to step up, nowhere to go. You're going to see Sam Baker, the left tackle right here, help outside, but he sits outside himself. And Matt Ryan taking tough hits. It's been a struggle thus far, but what I respect so much about him, he hasn't said anything about it. His toughness has really revealed itself, and they've made the adjustments on the offensive line. They've fixed that thus far today.
Shotgun. And Ryan throws to the sure-handed Tony Gonzalez. Knocked down by Big B. Got the start today for the injured Cam Chancellor at the strong safety spot. And a timeout Atlanta. So the Falcons will burn their final timeout. Last year, NFC South Division champions, the Atlanta Falcons, with a 13-3 record. This year, just off to a slow, sluggish start. And you know what, John, you and I talked a lot about just Julio Jones trying to melt this young player into this offense because he's got so many weapons as well. And as much as they spent to get Julio Jones, I think there's a lot of pressure to satisfy fans and the franchise at the same time.
You know, I equate it to, it's like my kids. I've got 4 young kids. Santa brings them a nice Christmas present. They want to use that new one. Sooner or later, they go back to their old reliable. And they still, I mean, Julio Jones is a dynamic player. Going to be great for this team. But Roddy White, Michael Turner, more importantly, pretty darn good as well.
Third down. Incomplete. Jones wanted a flag, and he's a bit injured at the 25-yard line, and that brings up 4th down.
Brandon Browner, the 6'4" corner for the Seattle Seahawks, really doing a nice job, and that's where he's at his best in bump and run coverage. Julio Jones wants a call. You're still a rookie, Julio. You aren't going to get those yet.
So this will be a 47-yard field goal attempt by Matt Bryant. High snap, kicks away. Long enough, and good from 47. Could have gone 50.
Yeah,
and Mike Smith celebrates with the three-pointer.
And he should be celebrating because they've still got a lot of work to do, but this has been exactly what the doctor ordered, exactly what Mike Smith ordered for this team. Now, part of the thing we talk about, the fact that least penalized team in the league last year, this year too many penalties. Number 1 in turnover margin in the league last year in 2010 and 13 wins. This year they're 20th in that category, but a lot of that's been because they haven't started fast. They've been playing from behind. Now to get back in front, start fast and finish strong, that's their motto. They've got an opportunity to do that today due to their fast start.
Leon Washington set to return and respects the leg of Bosher from the 35. Runs up on it, goal line. Here he comes. Knocked down at the 22-yard line. Baseball's regular season, one and ending it was. Unbelievable night of drama. And now the American League's 4 remaining teams will look to their brightest stars to make the next unforgettable play that will lead them to the ALCS and move them one step closer to the World Series. Fox coverage of baseball's postseason begins Saturday with Game 1 of the ALCS, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, only on Fox. Let's update you. New York leads that series 1-0, but Detroit leads today, bottom of 7, 4-0. Bottom of the first, Milwaukee has a 2-0 lead and also a 1-0 lead in that series. Falcons show blitz, here they come. All over for set. In the final seconds of this opening half of play, Pete Carroll already headed to the locker room, down 24-7. 24-7 Atlanta. Fox NFL Sunday will continue with the Visa halftime report after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
Got to get going here.
Just moments away from the start of the third quarter. Atlanta 24 and Seattle 7. Craig Bolerjack, John Lynch. Hope you enjoyed the first half of play. You talked about the Falcons playing Falcon football. They did so in the first half of play.
Well, this is who the Atlanta Falcons are. Their pass run's been way out of whack today. 20 runs, 19 passes. That's who the Atlanta Falcons are. It opens up all those weapons outside, and they're winning this game on third down. They're possessing the dominating the time of possession. Seattle and Gus Bradley, Pete Carroll, they got to figure out a way to get this Atlanta Falcons football team off the field on third down.
Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. Atlanta will get the ball to start quarter number 3. Third quarter underway. And no return, 6 yards deep. Eric Weems takes a knee. We look at the first half numbers, John. What jumps at you?
I think the third down, as I mentioned, and that leads to the time of possession being dominated by Atlanta. 21 minutes to 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Big difference, and it all starts there on third down. You look at the rush yards. 92 yards rushing for the Atlanta Falcons, 5 for the Seattle Seahawks. Unfortunately for Seattle, they aren't going to be able to run the football to get back in this thing. Atlanta, meanwhile, expect to continue to see a steady dose of Michael Turner.
On first down, first pass of the half up top. Julio Jones right on the hip. The catch by the rookie at the 33-yard line.
And that's what Julio Jones brings to this offense. You've set it up with the run. You've set it up with the run. Now you've got your weapon outside. Pure speed. You're going to take him deep. And look at the concentration. Brandon Browner's arm right there. Looks the ball all the way in. Clutches it. Great throw by Matt Ryan. It's going to be exciting to watch these two work together over the course of the years for the Atlanta Falcons.
Back-to-back games now over 100 yards. He's got 7 grabs, 105 today. Sliding And the official jumps on the spot, complete at the 22. This time, Roddy White. Boy, this Matt Ryan has got weapons. You forget about Tony Gonzalez at times, soon-to-be Hall of Famer, but you go to Jones, and the next play you go to Roddy White.
And both of them set up by run action, play action. And Pete Carroll's going to challenge that catch
under review
by Roddy White.
Yep, under review. That ball is out.
That's a good challenge by Pete Carroll. I think Walt Anderson will spend a quick time under that hood and reverse that call.
Welcome back to Seattle. Good day for football. Good day for a little cruise on the water. Take your pick. Here's what the review. And I mean, from that angle, John Lynch, that looks clearly that ball hit the deck.
Yeah, as I said before the break, and here comes Walt Anderson. I think this one's pretty simple. Overturned in favor of the Seattle
During the
Seahawks.
play, the football hit the ground before the receiver gained control. It's an incomplete pass. Please put 14:33 on the game clock. Seattle is not charged with a timeout. It'll be second down at the 35-yard line.
Call reversal.
Craig, I talked about in the first half, offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, Mike Mularkey, really being in rhythm and calling a great game. And I think it's continued into the second half. He even fooled me. I said, expect to see a heavy dose of Michael Turner, but instead, not so fast. You used the run that you did in the first half to set up the pass. That one's called back, but look at the distribution. 12 of 15 to the wide receivers. Tight ends involved, running backs involved. Matt Ryan spreading the ball. And you do that when you keep people honest and pound them with Michael Turner.
Michael Turner's given 51 yards.
I think more important than the yards, it's the carries.
Yes.
15 times. They've ran it 15 times with him, 4 with Rodgers, twice with Ryan. They ran it 15 times all last week.
And a couple of touchdowns on the way as well. That wipes out a 12-yard pickup, so second down at the 35 of Seattle. Pounded for Turner. 2 yards to the 32. The Turner with a 16th carry.
Craig, you talk about the run setting up the pass. Well, the pass sets up the run. Look at Earl Thomas. Julio Jones is out there to the left. They got to dedicate a guy to help cover with Julio Jones. It provides room for Michael Turner, and that's what the Falcons offense can be, because they've got weapons everywhere.
Rodgers now sets up in the backfield alongside Ryan. 2 wideouts, bottom of your screen. Ryan flush in the pocket. He's run a couple of times a day. Throws low, incomplete at the 15-yard line. Trying to find the rookie, Julio Jones. Tough pass to throw on the run. That brings up 4th down.
A real nice job if you're the Seattle Seahawks of coming out. 3rd down, we said, was the big issue in the first half, and 3rd down win for the Seattle Seahawks.
Well, he's made 1 from 47, and this will be from 50 yards. Matt Bryant, good snap, good hold, kicks away. Looks long enough, and good from 50. Bryant bangs his second field goal of the day, and the lead is 27-20, Atlanta. Back in Seattle, I'd say those expressions will tell you a lot. It's a 20-point advantage by the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Big field goal, 50-yarder, 27-7.
If you're Seattle, you got to keep fighting. This is a young team. They knew it was going to be a struggle this year. You got to keep fighting. Find a way to get yourself back in this football game.
Leon Washington awaits. Runs up at the 2. Has a head of steam. Busted through at the 30. And then tackled past the 35, 37-yard line. And he was one man to beat. Bierman saved the touchdown.
Talk about finding a way to get yourself back in a football game. Leon Washington always provides that. Every time he touches the ball on a kick return, you feel he's got the opportunity to go the distance. He's explosive, big-time football player for the Seahawks, a difference maker for their special teams units.
He's had 7 career kick returns for touchdowns. Came in averaging over 21 yards a game. In good field position for Seattle. He's down by 20. One back is Marshawn Lynch. Gets the handoff and hits a wall. Pushes to the 41. Lofton in on the stop.
See the Seahawks go to get a little no-huddle offense to try to establish a little rhythm. Remember, they only possessed it for 9 minutes in the first half, and you've got to do more than that. Trying to establish some rhythm. Darrell Bevel, the offensive coordinator, goes to the no-huddle.
Swing it out. Lynch trying to get some open running room and is snapped up and dropped finally. We're back at the 48. Lofton again on the stop. Got some help from Grimes.
My bad. I was going to circle all the Atlanta Falcons defenders on the tackle. Whenever you look for good defense, you look for defenses that are swarming to the football. And Brian Van Gorder, the defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, his guys are doing that today.
Again on the ground, just enough for the first down. William Moore made the initial hit, but finally the chains removed and the crowd applause here in Seattle. And John, you go back and look at Atlanta's defense. They've played well against the run, allowing just 112 yards a ball game.
They have. They've allowed a lot of big plays in their first 2 games. We're better against Tampa last week. This is a good defense. By the end of the year, I expect them to be a very formidable group.
Jackson in the pocket, throws a dart. Great throw, 31-yard line. Up the ladder goes Doug Baldwin. Baldwin's come up with some nice grabs.
He really has. And if you're looking for positives for Tavares Jackson in this offense, the ability to get the ball downfield, it's starting to open up today. And I think part of it's Tavares understanding that you got to attack. And look at the concentration by Doug Baldwin, the free agent rookie from Stanford, really making a contribution to this team.
Only 5'10", got up high to make that catch. Fresh downs at the 30-yard line. Pressure from the edge, up top, man coverage. And that ball falls incomplete. Sidney Rice tied up. There's no call, no flag. And the cover man was Brent Grimes.
And Brent Grimes, he just did what Sidney Rice usually does to people. Sidney Rice, a great basketball player in high school, but watch Brent Grimes just box him out. He's not going to allow him to get to the football. Brent Grimes, big height disadvantage, 5'9", Dante Robinson says. They list him at 5'10". But he uses his body extremely well to box out Sidney Rice.
Jackson went for the home run. That brings up 2nd down and 10. Five-step drop, pressure underneath. Exit tackle. Leon Washington, though, stumbles at the 26. A pickup of 4. Now the Seahawks, John, this season, here's a number that's very telling. Outscored 67-13 in the first half. It's kind of that you just get into a catch-up play kind of mode.
This league's too hard. The Atlanta Falcons can attest to that. When you play from behind, which the Falcons haven't done in the past, it's tough, and bad things happen to your football team.
Ray Edwards, number 93, is down, and we'll take a break. Back in Seattle, Craig Bolerjack and John Lynch, our Fox crew. 3rd down and 6 for Jackson and the Seahawks. Long snap count, shotgun. Throws, coming back forward, great catch. Mike Williams out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. The 6'5" wideout came back down for that football, and the Seahawks are breathing.
And that's what we talked about that Tavares Jackson has to get used to, the trust for Mike Williams. He's not a guy who's going to create a ton of separation, but he's got that big body, and he's going to haul the football in. Tavares Jackson, if he learns that, develops a rapport with Mike Williams, this is a tough offense to stop.
Fresh downs, they run it. inside to Lynch. He'll pick up a 2. Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call ** NFL to get NFL action right on your phone. Seahawks knocking on the door, down 27-7. Second down goal at the 6. Lynch the lone back. Flushes out of the pocket, makes the catch, dropped it. Had it on his fingertips, looked upfield, and incomplete.
And that's just good defense by the Atlanta Falcons. You get down in that condensed area of the red zone. They're playing what you just call the old picket fence defense. You line yourself on the goal line. You guys disperse however you want to disperse. We're going to sit on the goal line and then react up on the football. Watch Brent Grimes. He's going to sit on that goal line, read the quarterback, get out there. If Marshawn Lynch catches that, not much of a gain. Giving help on the wide receivers. Nice job of red zone defense by the Atlanta Falcons.
Third down and goal. Pressure, one pump, touchdown. Mike Williams. Jackson sold it with a little pump, and he drilled one to Williams for the touchdown, a 6-yard score.
You're absolutely right, Craig. The pump is what did it. Tough to find space in the red zone, so you have to manipulate people with your eyes, with the ball fake. Tavares Jackson does a great job. Mike Williams sits in the empty zone. Nice drive for the Seattle Seahawks.
Williams' first touchdown of the season. It comes with 10:01 remaining third quarter in the PAT to come. And splits the uprights. Hauschka. Well, Jackson gets Seattle in this hometown crowd revved up. 27-14 Atlanta. Back in Seattle, Tavares Jackson just completed a 6-yard throw for a touchdown to Mike Williams. He's got 3 catches this afternoon, and you remember talking about the chant in practice, Mike, Mike, Mike. He only had 5 receptions coming in. He's got 3 here in the ballgame. Weems. Oh. Hit the goal post. Let's go back to Los Angeles. Check in with Kurt and a game break.
Arizona receiver Larry Fitzgerald makes this 47-yard grab to pass Roy Green for the Cardinals' franchise lead in receiving yards all time. It set up a 1-yard Beanie Wells touchdown run and gave the Cardinals a 13-10 lead over the Giants. Greg and John.
So got Julio Jones here doing a pretty good Larry Fitzgerald imitation thus far today.
And he passed a pretty good one in Roy Green. 1st and 10 minutes on the clock. This crowd back alive, enthused after the touchdown. Michael Turner still on his feet, pushing the pile to the 31-yard line, 11-yard gain. Joe Hawley, good block to release Turner up front.
Craig, you know, I give this crowd, a lot of credit because they understand the moment right now. You've got a little momentum on your side. You've started to make some nice adjustments, but you got to find a way to stop this Atlanta offense. I would dedicate people to stopping Michael Turner right now because I think Mike Mularkey's going to continue to pound him. And you see Earl Thomas go up just to do just that.
Ryan's under center on 1st and 10. Again on the ground. Turner trying to stiff arm. This time he's game tackled. A couple of flags are out. At the 31-yard line. Earl Thomas, Brandon Brown are in on the tackle.
Holding, number 89, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Reggie Kelly, who backs up Tony Gonzalez at tight end. Call for the hold.
You know, Craig, it's tough to dedicate the people to stopping the run, as you see Earl Thomas up here, because when you do that, you leave receivers like Roddy White and Julio Jones uncovered without safety help. And the adjustment I would make if I'm the Seattle Seahawks is to put Marcus Trufant on Julio Jones, and then you could put the people up to stop the run.
I formation. 1st and 20. Ryan, play action. Becky goes to Jones. Seahawks stay home and knock down the rookie from Alabama at the 19-yard line. They'll give him forward progress up around the 22. Brandon Browner again. We've called his number and name all day long.
And they've been on this. They did their homework. They saw this against Tampa last week. Earl Thomas there as well. Brandon Browner, nice job. He's not struggled with that. He's struggled more so with Julio Jones down the field.
Well, the Hawks' nest is alive. Ryan. A seam. He found it. Julio Jones just has a way to wiggle his way through defenses. And they continue to go to this fine young wideout from Alabama.
Julio Jones, he's been spectacular today. Again, they're learning this process that this guy's so good underneath. Run after the catch. And when you do all the stuff underneath, it sets up the deep ball. The Atlanta Falcons have done a great job of utilizing it. Huge 3rd down right now in this football game.
3rd down and 9. Incomplete at the 40. Trufant punched that ball away from Roddy White.
Looking like Seattle called timeout prior to the snap.
Called timeout. This is the first.
Yes, they did.
Charge timeout.
Can they take that back?
No, they can't.
Great play by Marcus Trufant. Good football player, Marcus Trufant. And the last couple of years, a lot of people really thought he was slipping, and this year's been an outstanding bounce-back year for him.
Well, the reason why they called the timeout, Seattle, they couldn't get a man off the field. They had 12. You got to play with 11. And speaking of Trufant, longest tenured Seahawk. And you remember when Pete Carroll came in here, a makeover, I guess is the kindest words. Only 10 players remain. Trufant is one of those players off that 2009 roster.
Yeah, and you got to be pretty good if you survived Pete Carroll,
yes.
General Manager John Snyder, because they made 280 moves last year, transactional. So if you're surviving and you're not from Pete Carroll's regime, you're doing pretty good.
Over the shoulder catch out of bounds. Julio Jones. They have been going after Browner on that deep ball, and once again they challenge the young man out of Oregon State.
And if I'm Atlanta, I continue to do it because that's a completion. It's just out of bounds. Brandon Browner struggling to keep up with the speed of Julio Jones. And you see, good stop by Seattle, but you see what this guy's going to bring. This guy's going to light up this league for a long time, Julio Jones.
Bosher will punt. Inside his 20. He boomed one for 50. Long snap. High hanger. Washington runs up on it. Tries to hug the sideline. Does, and is bumped out of bounds just inside the 30-yard line. Seahawks go back to work. Last time they had the ball, they found the end zone. Now we check the offensive leaders for Seattle. Tavares Jackson with 182 yards. He's 12 of 20 throwing. It's only 6 carries, 10 yards for Marshawn Lynch. Been a rough day in that category. Rice looks like he's got his rhythm back with 3 catches, a touchdown for 79 yards.
I think they've got Mike Williams involved, and he's a key cog to this offense. Doug Baldwin's been big in this second half as well.
Lynch lines up alongside Jackson. With a flip. Lynch has a blocker out in front. Cuts it inside 45 at the 50. And a big run to the 46-yard line of Atlanta. John Moffitt, the right guard, opened up some room. A 26-yard gain for Marshawn Lynch.
And I like this, Craig. They're going right back to their no huddle. The no huddle was very effective on the first drive. I think John Moffitt down. He actually knocked himself silly blocking on this screen pass. And watch it develop. As you continue to follow, watch John Moffitt with a big collision with William Moore, the safety, and I think he's kind of out on his feet right there.
He staggers to a stop, and he's down at just inside the 50-yard line. Moffitt, the rookie from Wisconsin, 6'4", 320-pounder. So Moffitt getting looked at on the sideline. Number 61, Jean-Pierre, checks in. 3 on the play clock, down to 2. Just got the snap away. 1st and 10. Flick of the wrist. That quickly, it's out to Baldwin. Another 1st down. Move the chains. 1st and 10 at the 35. And the middle backer, Curtis Lofton, in on the tackle.
I jump on the no huddle right away. You've started to establish rhythm. You've established tempo. More so, Tavares Jackson, we talked to him, he likes the no huddle. He thinks it provides easy completions. It dictates that the defense stays vanilla. Tavares Jackson likes it. I'd stay in it.
Gain of 11. 1st and 10. There's the pump. Jackson stays steady in the pocket. Up top! And incomplete. Oh, wide open. Obamanu.
Boy, he had his shot right there. And you talk about getting back in this game. Watch Obamanu. The double move. Sells the slant. Dante Robinson bites. And Tavares Jackson kicking himself because that was a touchdown. Seattle Seahawks. If he makes a good throw.
Moffitt back in the offensive front for Seattle. Took a play off after being shaken up. 2nd down. Screen pass. Blockers. Oh, took a hit. 1st set. Well, I thought he was running wide open, and he got nailed from the blind side and is knocked down 15-yard line.
I'm very impressed with the adjustments that Seattle has made at the halftime period. One of those adjustments, obviously, was to go to the no huddle, but also the screen game. Atlanta's getting upfield. How do you counter that? You counter it by the screen game. And Parai Jerry maybe trying to slow down the tempo of this game right now. And the crowd senses that, and they like the tempo as well.
Now, Pete Carroll's bringing 2 officials to the sideline, and I'm wondering if he's not asking that same question.
Crowd's chanting Seahawks. They're back in this game. They understand they can make this a 6-point game with a touchdown here.
71 consecutive sellouts here in Seattle. Love their Seahawks.
Really is a great crowd. I think there's a perception across the country that Seattle folks are just coffee drinking, counting their Microsoft stock. And I played college football in the Pac-10. You go to UW, you had your work cut out for you, and a big part of it was the crowd. And this is the loudest. You talk to anybody. Matt Ryan said, you know, we may play in louder indoor stadiums like New Orleans, but outdoor, it's not close. This is it.
The Husky Stadium, you remember, that thing will rock and shake.
I got hit with a couple apples there.
Tavares Jackson on this drive, sharp. 3 of 4 passing for 55 yards. He's at nearly 240 yards on the day.
He is. One of the things that the no huddle does as well, I think it puts him in attack mode, and that gets him out of that game manager mode. This guy's got a strong arm. You've got to utilize it and utilize some of the weapons that you have at your disposal.
Jackson making only his 24th career start. He had 20 of those with the Minnesota Vikings. On a play action, 1st down over the top, tight end, all the balls out, picked off. Oh my, it was into the end zone, a collision.
And what an outstanding play. I believe it's James Sanders who's going to deliver the hit. This is a touchdown all the way. And James Sanders says not so fast, puts the hit on Zach Miller.
Ball pops like a cork, and it's Deku, number 28, takes advantage as Miller tries to reach out in vain. Both turnovers today are interceptions. How about that? Atlanta with the football. 13-point lead. Now can Seattle's defense stand up and shut down the Falcons?
Well, if you're the Seahawks, bad break. Great play by the Atlanta Falcons, but you still got momentum going in this game. Keep the Falcons pinned down here, and you can keep that momentum.
Zach Miller, he came over from Oakland. He was a Pro Bowler a year ago with 60 receptions and 5 touchdowns. He was in the end zone but took a lick. Trying to push themselves out of trouble. The Falcons pick up 2 behind Turner.
One more look at the interception. Watch James Sanders playing for William Moore. Outstanding legal hit. Thomas DeCou gets the deflection. Zach Miller, you got to catch that football. You got to hold on to it.
John, you get the stop here, you're going to get the football back in great field position.
And your offense is rolling. You got a little momentum. Tough thing is getting Matt Ryan off the field. One of the great third down quarterbacks in this league.
Harry Douglas, Roddy White lined up in the end zone. And he threw that one away. Lived to play another day. And this brings up 4th down for Atlanta. Alan Branch, left defensive tackle, brought the heat. And Ryan tried to buy him some time, but threw it away.
We talked about halftime. The difference in the game being 3rd down. Well, Seattle made their adjustments. Atlanta now needs to go adjust and figure out this 3rd down situation.
Well, you're looking right over the shoulder of Bosher. They want to get it away in a hurry. Washington, 44. Breaks the tackle 30. At the 20. Washington at the 10-yard line.
Leon Washington, known more for his kick returns, but a heck of a punt returner as well. And I tell you, if it weren't for James Sanders, the Atlanta Falcons would be really hurting right now. James Sanders, an outstanding touchdown-saving tackle by James Sanders, who just caused the interception on the last drive.
40-yard punt, 33-yard return. And the Seahawks are right back on the front porch of the 11-yard line. Moments ago, intercepted after a ball was knocked out of the hands of Zach Miller, the tight end. On the ground, Marshawn Lynch walks in, dives in, touchdown.
We got a football game, Craig, and Seattle went in, made the right adjustments. Atlanta's mantra is start fast and finish strong. They got to start fast. Now they better finish because Seattle's very much in this game and has a lot of momentum. I think the move by the Seattle offense to go to that no huddle created rhythm, created tempo.
Injured player is up. Mike Williams. Well, entire training staff ran out in a hurry to take care of Mike Williams, and he's up and off the field under his own power. Look at Pete Carroll. Well, there's emotion on that Seahawks sideline. Yeah.
Teams take on the personality of their head coach. I'm a big believer in that. And Pete Carroll, particularly at home, he exudes energy.
Well, he knows about winning. Won a couple of national championships. USC, Oshka, the PAT, splits the uprights. And yes, a game has broken out here in Seattle.
Your defense does a great job of getting the ball back for you. Watch Zach Miller, the lead blocker. come through, make the big block on Peterson. Marshawn Lynch does the rest and finishes it with the flip.
Lynch scores his first touchdown of the season. He's had some troubles with the ground game. So with 3:07 to play in the third quarter, 27-21 our score. Early games next week here on Fox. Saints versus Panthers, or you may see the Seahawks taking on Eli Manning and the Giants. That's next week at 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. The late game, Buccaneers and 49ers, 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific. It all begins with the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at high noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time. This is just week 4 of a game in Seattle. Through the end zone. And for a game break, let's go to Los Angeles, and here's Kurt.
Well, the Cardinals defense making a difference against the Giants. David Carter sacks Eli Manning. He coughs it up, and that turns into points for the offense. Beanie Wells, his second rushing touchdown of the game, and it's 20-10. Arizona leading this one as they start the fourth quarter, Craig and John.
Mike Smith, you look at him, the third quarter this year's been a tough quarter. Outscored 52-13. The trend continues. Matt Ryan, you better answer right now. I know you got Hall of Famer Tony Gonzalez, Ronnie White. I would feed Julio Jones right now.
Ryan pedals back, throws Jones. Oh, the hat on the number. How about that tackle? That's picture perfect. Brandon Browner. Head up on the number.
Nice tackle, keeps the energy in this crowd, but a positive gain for the Atlanta Falcons. You throw these underneath throws. Remember the first half, you set it up with the underneath throws, then you go up top. And I think it's just a matter of time before Matt Ryan goes up top to Julio Jones again.
Oh, this 12th man in Seattle making noise. 2nd and 6. Ryan in the pocket, throws a dart. And they'll give him the first down at the 31-yard line. Trufant wrapped up Roddy White.
Craig, you really got to give this offensive line for the Atlanta Falcons a lot of credit. We're taking a lot of criticism throughout the league in the Atlanta area. Mike Smith showed confidence. He stuck with them. Matt Ryan expressed confidence, and they've answered the call here today. Kept Matt Ryan clean for the most part.
21-30 for Ryan. First downs at the 31. On the ground, Turner dropped. He'll lose one, maybe two. Back inside the 30-yard line. Earl Thomas, free safety, came up to make the tackle. A loss of 2 on the play.
I'll tell you what, Earl Thomas announced his presence to the NFL last year with 5 interceptions in his rookie year. But he told me it was important. He wants to be a complete football player. He wants not only to be able to intercept the ball, he wants to become a great run defender, and he's well on his way. This guy plays with passion, with speed. I love this guy as a football player.
John, you saw him try to dig that ball out of the hands of Turner. Trying to force a turnover. A minute to play in the third. Ryan steps up, throws. Oh my, a one-hand grab by Gonzalez. How many times have we seen that through his 15-year career? We got a flag.
Well, let me tell you, first of all, let's look at this throw. Under some duress, Matt Ryan. Look at the throw, but look at the concentration, the ball skills, Tony Gonzalez, the timing. That ball's thrown before he's ever out of his break.
The penalty is declined. The result of the play, the completed pass for a first down.
Tony Gonzalez, one of the great players I ever had the opportunity to play against, and continues to do it, and do it at a high level in his 15th year in the National Football League.
That was a big trade. Kansas City said, thank you, Tony. Got draft picks, players in 2009, but he plays on at the young age of 35. Rodgers past the midfield stripe to the 47. Raheem Brock the left defensive end, with the tackle.
And the good news for the Falcons, we showed their struggles in the third quarter. Coming into today, they've outscored their opponents 30-0 in the fourth quarter. This team does finish strong.
Clock running out on the third. Ryan's under center. And the officials jump in as the third quarter clock runs dry.
This is the end of the third quarter.
We'll step aside. 3 quarters in the books. Atlanta 27, Seattle 21. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after word from your local Fox station. Michael Turner. And that is Mike Williams. Well, we understand a head injury, Mike Williams, and his return is in question. We'll keep you updated on that as we start the fourth quarter. Quick flip, Jones. Second effort, just short of the first down marker. Boy, Julio Jones, such a big part, and more becoming a bigger part of this Atlanta offense.
And he's such a weapon. If you're Brandon Browner, you're going to play off coverage. You got to get off because the guy runs so well. I'd keep Brandon Browner in press, give him safety help over the top.
11 catches now for Jones, 127 yards. Nearly 12 yards of reception. Gonzalez goes in motion on third and short. Off the hands of Gonzalez, a flag. There was movement up front before the snap.
It's going to be offsides on the Seahawks.
I mean, Ryan knew it was a free play.
5-yard penalty, first down.
It's Red Bryant that Matt Ryan got with the hard count, and that shouldn't happen. At home, you've got the crowd on your side. You watch the football, you're right over the ball. Can't happen. We talked about the success in the third down category for the Seattle Seahawks in the second half. Well, you just gave them one with the penalty.
Carroll stalking that sideline, 1st and 10. Atlanta on the move at the 35-yard line. Ryan steps back, throws, incomplete. Through to coverage, Roddy White ran right into double coverage. 2nd down 10.
You know, and I got to ask, Michael Turner hasn't been on the field, and here he comes, but he's had so much success with him and the balance in this offense. This is where you ride a guy like Michael Turner. Understand you got all the weapons outside, but don't forget, again, who you are. This is a team that likes to pound you with Michael Turner, then set up the play action and the explosiveness of their weapons outside.
Turner 7 yards deep behind Ryan. And they give the football to number 33. He pushes the pile to the 33. Clinton McDonald, left defensive tackle, with the stop.
See, the second half, they've gotten a little pass happy. They put themselves in third and long situation. There's not a bigger third down in the game than right now.
Turner comes off the field. Gonzalez top of your screen with Roddy White. Here we go. Backs are split. And now a timeout.
This is the second charge timeout.
Seattle will call timeout. 27-21, Atlanta. Third down. 6-point game where this crowd knows what's at stake. Out of the backfield, Rodgers. A pickup of 12, and the Falcon drive will continue.
And how about that? The confidence in Matt Ryan to go to a rookie wide receiver on the biggest third down of the game. He looks for Roddy White. Roddy White led the league in third down. They clear with Roddy White. They get Jacquez Rodgers out to the flat. Huge third down, and Matt Ryan tells the rookie, nice job.
5th round selection just a springtime ago. stacked up. Turner nowhere to run at the 25. Earl Thomas made the initial stop.
The biggest thing, Atlanta may go on to get a touchdown here. The biggest thing that third down conversion did would put them in field goal position. You're looking at a 6-point game right now. Field goal makes this a 2-score game.
Turner lost a yard. He's carried the ball, John, 22 times for 61 yards. Couple of touchdowns, second down and long. Matt Ryan pedals back over the top and overthrows Julio Jones. Too much arm. Jones had his man beat by a step. Trufant.
I like that adjustment. I talked about that earlier from the Seattle defense. Brandon Browner having a tough time dealing with Julio Jones down the field. Seattle recognizes that, puts Marcus Trufant on Julio Jones and says, let's see if you can handle it.
Seattle makes wholesale changes up front. They want some speed on third down on that defensive front. Third down and 12. Jones and White along with Harry Douglas. Ryan double pumps, throws, it's caught. Michael Palmer, he's a third-string tight end, and he stumbles after a pickup of 2 to the 23-yard line.
Now, look, Mike Mularkey's called a great game, but with all those weapons, I'm not sure, no disrespect to Michael Palmer, if I'm trying to go to Michael Palmer. You've got Roddy White, you've got Tony Gonzalez, but I think the Falcons, more than anything, want this field goal. Make it a 2-score game. Trust your defense to make some stops.
Bosher will try from 42 yards out. He's hit from 47 and 50. Good snap, good hold, kicks away. And good. (30-21) Atlanta. Seattle's defense held Atlanta to the 3-point field goal, 42-yarder. Bryant has been electric today with his foot. 30-21 Falcons on the road with just under 12 minutes to play in this one.
If I'm Seattle, I stay in that up-tempo, no-huddle offense. It's created rhythm for Tavares Jackson in this offense. They've been getting receivers downfield. Tavares Jackson playing well in the second half.
Leon Washington can be electrifying. This is going to be a short kick, and it's going to take a bounce out of bounds. Oh my, at the 2-yard line. Not what you want from Bosher.
Not what you want, but you know who does that to you? Leon Washington.
Yeah.
They're afraid of kicking the ball to him, so you try to directional kick. And Mike Smith, the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, talked about the penalties and used it as an example. Special teams, 7 penalties all of last year, 7 this year. And he said these ones, special teams penalties, hurt you more than anything because of the field position swings. Spot fouls, ball on the 40 now. Great field position for the Seattle Seahawks.
And number now climbs to 8. As you mentioned, the field position, trying to keep Washington from hurting you, and instead you hurt yourself. You're at the 40-yard line now. Seattle, good field position, and they go to the ground. That's a pickup of 6. Marshawn Lynch.
I mentioned earlier in the game, watching film, Marshawn Lynch, in my opinion, doesn't use his power enough starting in the second half to get downhill. That's his strength.
8 carries for 27 yards. Jackson wants to throw. He does. Hooks up near sideline. Obamanu with the reception, number 87 out of Auburn.
Obamanu in for Mike Williams, who was injured on that last touchdown run by Marshawn Lynch.
Now, he was shaken up, looked dazed, and it's questionable whether or not he'll return or not. Jackson has some rhythm. He stands in the pocket now, runs out, sheds a tackler on the run, and brought down from behind inside the 30 by Ray Edwards. Big number 93 kept the motor running to finally chase him down, but not after a gain of 13 yards.
Well, nice job of coverage by the Atlanta Falcons, really focusing on Sidney Rice. But the dimension that Tavares Jackson brings is his athleticism. Not afraid to use it.
1st and 10. And Leon Washington, the ball carrier. He's upended after a pickup of 1. And we got a Falcon down.
Ooh, they missed a face mask on that last play. Tavares Jackson, though, the strength. I mean, this guy is a strong guy. I think that's the thing that startled me when he came in our production meetings. The size, the thickness of this guy, and he used it well right there.
Rolling up on 10 minutes left to play. On the rollout, play action. Jackson throws, man coverage up top, and batted away. Incomplete. Brent Grimes. He took on the challenge. He's only 5'10".
Dante Robinson will tell you he's 5'9", but Dante Robinson also said he's got a 42-inch vertical leap.
He need every inch of it there.
Yeah, and he's out basketballing Sidney Rice thus far today. Wow, what an athletic play by Brent Grimes, an outstanding Pro Bowl football player for the Atlanta Falcons.
Third down, 8 yards. Shotgun is Jackson. Pressured again, out of the pocket. Steps up, throws a dart right on the button. Oh, baby, what a big hit. Doug Baldwin again. Coming up with a big grab, first down, move the chains, and Baldwin shaken up.
Another great job of Tavares Jackson using his athleticism to extend the play. And throws a strike to Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin takes a big hit.
A 15-yard gain. Look at the collision. That's helmet to helmet.
And a real nice job by Doug Baldwin holding on to the football.
William Moore delivered the blow. Timeout. There's Doug Baldwin able to get up off the turf. 4 catches, 77 yards today. Shaken. But the trainers continue to talk to him. Looks like he's been able to answer every question with clear eyes. Drive continues. Marshawn Lynch trying to dance through a pile of Falcons. And he dances for about 2 yards to the 10.
Remember, you've got a 2-score game, but plenty of time for the Seattle Seahawks. 9 minutes left in the ball game. You got to come out of here with points, though. Now is where you've got to protect the football. You'd like a touchdown. Field goal's fine because you're going to need a defensive stop anyway.
Good look at Tavares Jackson, under center, 2nd down 8. Rolls to his right, 1 pump, throws underneath the Lynch. And no flag, some contact out of bounds. Sean Weatherspoon. His numbers today, 249 yards, 26 pass attempts, a couple of touchdowns, 2 picks.
249 yards, a career high for Tavares Jackson. Right here, the #1 priority should be ball security. Take a shot if you have it, but protect that football.
Sidney Rice, Golden Tate, the 2 wideouts. Shotgun, Jackson, steps, pumps, has room to run, throws it into the end zone, on a knee, touchdown! Manu.
You know, Craig, we've given a lot of credit to the much maligned Atlanta Falcons offensive line, but look at the time Tavares Jackson has. You can't cover for that long. Tavares Jackson, nice job surveying the field, finding this guy. You got to give credit to this young offensive line by the Seattle Seahawks.
House good. PAT splits the uprights good. And this game heading down to the wire. 8:13 to play for Pete Carroll and the Seahawks. They're down by 2 here on Fox. Well, emotions of this game, one side or the other. Tavares Jackson and the love that Pete Carroll shows. And on the other side, it's just the opposite. John Lynch, Mike Smith rubs his head, shakes off the frustration. 2-point game on the road. Eric Weems on the knee. Let's go back to Los Angeles. A game break, and here's Kurt.
A little baseball for you. Yankees down 2, bottom of the ninth. Robinson Cano ends the game. A little grounder to second base. 5-3. Tigers get the win, even the series at a game apiece. And a reminder, Game 1 of the ALCS begins right here on Fox Saturday evening for you, 7:30, 4:30 Pacific. Craig, John?
All right, thank you, Kurt. The Hawks' nest is rumbling. They push back Turner after a gain of 1.
We talked about it. This young football team feeds off the energy of this crowd here in Seattle. And you're going to need more than just the energy of the crowd to stop Matt Ryan in this offense. Wonderful football game. Seattle's done a great job getting themselves back in. This is a big series right here.
I can't hear. Second effort, Turner. You could see Matt Ryan, and he's barking. He's trying to get that audible and barking in the ear of Turner. And now he's got to close the ear holes.
And they were struggling with the communication, and you thought that was loud. Try this third down.
Pressure. Flags. A push. Will it be offense or defense? Julio Jones tied up with Browner.
It's going to be defensive holding.
Holding, number 39. Defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And that's something Brandon Browner struggled with this year. He's had a lot of penalties on him for illegal contact. He's a 6'4" guy playing corner. It's tough. You got to stop grabbing, though. When cornerbacks like Brandon Browner learn to trust themselves, trust their athletic ability. He was right there with Julio Jones. Didn't need to grab him. The refs caught that one, and they were right on it.
That penalty breathes new life into Atlanta. Up by 2, 6:37 to play. Fourth quarter and a 1st and 10. Ryan's getting it done with hand signals. Catch at the 35 by Roddy White. This crowd takes a pause, but not for long.
You know, when I talked to Mike Smith, the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, when I talked to Mike Mularkey, I said, Matt Ryan's best attributes, they don't go to the physical attributes, they go to the intangibles. His poise, his competitiveness, his leadership. We're seeing it right now.
No sacks today after giving up 13 through the first 3 weeks. Ryan has been beaten, battered. 2nd down, 2. On the roll. On the run, incomplete. The sure-handed Roddy White drops that one. Trufant was trailing him from behind. 2007 Pro Bowler.
And I love the call by Mike Mularkey. Matt Ryan with the hard play-action sell on 2nd and short. Hits Roddy White with a strike. That doesn't happen to Roddy White much. Roddy White led the league in receptions last year. I'd go right back to him if I'm Matt Ryan.
Right on the number, 84. Popped off his pads. Listen in on 3rd down and 2. Gonzalez. When you need a big play, who do you go to?
That's so much respect for this guy because he's always making clutch plays. Has when he was with the Chiefs, with the Falcons in his first year, in his 15th year. Mr. Reliable, Tony Gonzalez.
He had a 10-yard touchdown last week against Tampa Bay. He caught the first score of the day early in the first quarter from 1 yard out. Movement, everyone pointing.
False start, number 75. Offense. 5-yard penalty for first down.
Garrett Reynolds, the right guard. I keep watching Pete Carroll. He's jumping on the field. I feel like I'm watching a college game at times.
And that's where this crowd comes into effect. You're trying to hard count with that much noise. Good luck. Seahawks fans recognize it, giving themselves a hand.
First down, 15. Off the left side. Still on his feet, battling his Turner to the 45. Clinton McDonald finally brought him down. A pickup of 8.
You got to wrap up Michael Turner. Button him down just with hits, not going to happen. You've got to bring your arms, you got to wrap him up.
Well, you got half the yardage back. It'll be 2nd and 7. Under 4.5 to play here in the fourth. Julio Jones, Roddy White, the 2 wideouts. Ryan rolls and throws. The official took a knee. Now he waves it incomplete. It was pushed down at the 40-yard line. Well, he had his eye right on it.
And remember, in the National Football League, remember the Calvin Johnson play. Well, that relates. Look at watch. It's at the very end. Roddy White doesn't control the ball. You have to, through the process of the ground, his feet are in. But when he goes to the ground, the ball comes loose. Good call by the official.
This will be challenged, that call.
The ruling on the field of an incomplete pass.
Atlanta will challenge.
Look at the feet first. Left foot down. Right foot down. But it's when he goes to the ground, in my contention, doesn't hold on to the football, have to through the process of the catch. I believe this will hold up.
Well, Atlanta has made the challenge. Let's go to Los Angeles, our studios, Mike Pereira, and get his input.
Hey, Craig, good to have you with us. I think this is one of these classics of going to the ground here, you know, because he's contacted just when the second foot hits the ground, and when he goes to the ground, he has to hold on the ball. Same in the field of play, same out of bounds. You've got to complete the process by holding on to the ball.
All right, thank you, Mike.
And Walt Anderson agrees with you, Mike. They overturned the call. And that's one, you know, I know that's a hard one for NFL fans to understand, because it looks like he has possession, but they confirmed that this offseason, that you have to control it through the process of the catch. You got to take it home to mom, give her the football. Otherwise, it's not a catch.
That's the key, as Mike said, and John yourself, through the process. 3rd down and 7 on the clock with 4:05 remaining. Atlanta protecting a 2-point lead. Seahawks come with the blitz. Ryan runs out of it, throws himself forward, a first down, 45-yard line.
Well, what can you say about Matt Ryan, the competitiveness? You see him leading his squad, a guy not known for his athleticism, but you're going to go man-to-man on all these great receivers. It leaves a huge void in the middle of the field. Chris Clemens brings the rush. Matt Ryan sticks it down. What a competitor. Gets a first down for the Atlanta Falcons.
Ryan with 3 carries for 27 yards. Play clock under 10. Hands it off. Stacked up in the backfield is Turner. Brandon McBain. A loss of 2.
Craig, when you talk to Mike Smith, he will tell you this is why we went and got Julio Jones. You can't have an answer for everything. If you want to stop Michael Turner, we're going to beat you outside. You want to stop outside and the receivers and Tony Gonzalez, we're going to beat you with Michael Turner. It's the predicament the Seattle Seahawks are in right now.
10th play of this drive has chewed up nearly 6 minutes. Another 3 minutes left to play. 2nd and 12. Ryan on the rollout. Gonzalez the catch, spins out of the tackle and leans out to the 42-yard line. Tony Gonzalez.
Now here's the key. Atlanta's being 60% on third down today. I told you earlier, Matt Ryan, one of the great third down quarterbacks in this league. And here, another critical third down situation. They're going to take it down to the 2-minute warning.
You look at the timeouts remaining. Falcons with 2. Seattle just with 1 timeout. They've got to protect that. Hoping to get the ball back as we hit the 2-minute mark. 2 minutes remaining here in Seattle. Atlanta with a 30-28 lead on the Falcons.
Today's game is sponsored by AT&T. Get it faster with 4G. Rethink possible.
2 minutes to play, 3rd down and 8. 2 minutes, 2 timeouts for Atlanta, 1 for Seattle. Matt Ryan throws incomplete. Over the top with Tony Gonzalez. And the Seahawks defense holds 4th down.
And I like the call by defensive coordinator Gus Bradley. You're struggling to get off the field. You've got to bring the heat. They brought the heat. Tough cover for Earl Thomas on Tony Gonzalez. You see the pressure. Matt Ryan understands he's got to get it in his hand. Big 3rd down win for Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks.
Bosher to punt. Leon Washington set to return inside the 10. Low snap. High hanger. Washington calls for it at the 15-yard line. Contact and a little push and shove after the catch was made. Next weekend on the FX Saturday College Football Game of the Week, Charles Davis, Gus Johnson will be in Lubbock, Texas for the final Big 12 meeting between 2 historic rivals as undefeated Texas Tech takes on the Texas A&M Aggies. Will be looking for their 3rd straight win over the Red Raiders. The FX College Football Saturday Game of the Week next weekend. Of course, in high definition on FX. Check local listings for the start time in your area.
Greg, 1:49 left. The Seahawks defense did their job. They gave them a chance, but remember those timeouts they had to burn earlier. Only 1 timeout left.
This drive starts at the 15-yard line. They set up the screen. Ball's tipped. It's caught. With running room for set, and he gets out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Ray Edwards tipped that ball. That's why you have the tip drill.
Talk about a game of inches. Could be game over. Ray Edwards tips it to Justin Forsett. Forsett does the smart thing, gets out of bounds, in addition to gaining positive yards.
A gain of 9. Career long. Hauschka, 54 yards back in 2008. 1:41 as the Seahawks try to move it downfield for the win. Still on his feet. Lynch past the 30 to the 32. Remember, 1 timeout. That's Forsett. 1 timeout, Seattle. And they got to use it wisely. A gain of 7.
Got plenty of time. You mentioned Hauschka. His career long 54. Special teams coach Brian Snyder on the field said 55. Will even go 60 with Steve Hauschka.
Patient in the pocket. The dump down. Forsett again to the 33. You know, last week Hauschka hit 2 from 30 and 52 yards in the win against Arizona. We're rolling up on a minute. From the shotgun is Jackson. He'll step and throw. Midfield. It's caught. Baldwin shaken up, but still out there. He's a gamer.
I'd use that timeout They're trying to save that timeout for the kick, but you got to at least have some urgency. Get the ball downfield.
The previous play is under further review.
So that last play is under review. So the booth, it's a booth review.
You know, I know at the end of this run, Doug Baldwin, who remember was hit in the head earlier, got down, and so maybe it's as to whether this is a first down or not. We're inside of 2 minutes. The booth does all the challenges.
It's the review of where the ball should be spotted.
Here it is at the end of this play. Watch Doug Baldwin. Remember, the yellow line's not the official marker, but maybe the spot was wrong. The booth on it. We'll see what Walt Anderson comes out with. So again, 41 seconds left. You got a 2-point game. Seahawks still have one timeout. Now, if you're going with that 55-yard marker, Seahawks got to get to the Falcons' 37-yard line. That's the area. If they can get inside the 40.
He stepped over and came back. Now that's the imaginary first down line, would be the yellow stripe.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be short. And a good job by the booth being on that. But actually, this is an advantage for the Seahawks. You're trying. It gives you some time to really scheme how we're going to go about all these operations, how we're going to get our field goal team on, what we want to do as an offense.
How many plays, in your experience, would be called at this particular time? Since you're limited with timeouts, how many plays in the mind now does Jackson have?
Holding on the field, stands is called first down.
They keep it first down. How many plays now in Jackson's memory?
Well, you really go to a limited playbook right here. Number one, you got to be smart with the ball. And remember, you don't have to get it all in one play. You got to get to that 37-yard line. Keep getting positive yards. You've got the one timeout in your pocket.
The Walt Anderson back on the field, winds the clock as it ticks under 40 seconds to play. Jackson in the pocket, pressure, throws, caught on a knee, and trying to gain a couple of more yards is Zach Miller to tie it in. At the 46-yard line, and a quick slam to the turf stops the clock with 22 seconds to play.
So you're at the 46. You've got your one timeout. You're at the 46. We said earlier about the 37, 38-yard line is where you want to get for Hauschka's for a 55-yarder. Great play by Zach Miller. Nice job by Tavares Jackson as well.
You notice no one talking to Hauschka. As I mentioned, booted one from 52 last week. Flag, far side.
False start, number 18, offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Sidney Rice.
You're wondering why no runoff with the penalty, because the clock was stopped. But a critical penalty. Here we're talking about them being within 10 yards of field goal range. Self-inflicted wound by the young offensive line. Excuse me, by Sidney Rice for the Seattle Seahawks.
22 ticks on the clock. 2-point Atlanta lead. Big play, Jackson in the pocket. Throws. It's caught, getting out of bounds. Zach Miller. And that stops the clock. 44-yard line, a pickup of 7, 16 seconds to play. Still one timeout that Seattle has in their back pocket, and they're down 2.
So the first down's really inconsequential. You want to get it to that 37 where you can give your guy a chance.
Jackson steps up, throws, incomplete. Miller tied up by the linebacker. And now 13 seconds to play on a third down. Let me do the math. We're going to place this just outside the 43. This will be 61-yard attempt with 13 seconds to play. With the timeout, would you run another play?
Well, it's fourth down. It's fourth down.
Yes. They just now flipped it from third to fourth.
This guy's got a strong leg.
61-yard attempt. And the freeze.
60-second charge timeout, Atlanta.
The freeze by Mike Smith.
30-second timeout.
Look at pregame. This is the opposite direction. This is from the 45-yard line.
Add 10 to the end zone. You got a 55-yarder with ease.
Little different deal, though,
yeah.
with the mechanics of a snap, a hold. You got a defense rushing. Ray Edwards at 6'5" in the middle there. He'll be getting his hands off, and that's one of the dangers on the long field goals. Does it come out low?
Right hash. 61-yard attempt to put Seattle on top. Good snap, kicks away. Line drive. Short. Short from 61.
Tell you, Craig, tough, hard-fought comeback. Steve Hauschka, tough order to ask a kid to come in for a 61-yard field goal. But this team, Pete Carroll's team, fought hard against a very good football team in the Atlanta Falcons. Can you imagine? They make that Atlanta 1-3 in maybe the toughest division in all of football. New Orleans with another win today. Big time win for the Atlanta Falcons on the road.
So all now Ryan will have to do is take that knee and the clock will run out. Good fight today in Seattle. Atlanta escapes and will go back home with a 2-point win.